Hooked on lobster? Obsessed with crab? Red Lobster and Joe's Crab Shack are both heavyweights in the seafood scene, but only one can claim the crown. While both Red Lobster and Joe's Crab Shack are sit-down family seafood spots, they couldn't be more different. And it's not just lobster versus crab. Red Lobster offers a relaxed dining vibe with wallet-friendly prices, making it a hit nationwide and even abroad, all while maintaining a classy yet affordable atmosphere. Joe's Crab Shack, on the other hand, goes for a louder, more playful energy. Think of it as the seafood version of Margaritaville. Raw wood walls are decorated with a quirky mix of ocean-inspired items, from surfboards and life rings to snapshots of beachgoers having fun. Its brighter colors and upbeat pop rock tunes create a lively setting that draws in families, teens, and adults looking for a spirited night out. In the end, we found Joe's Crab Shack more appealing. It's energetic and colorful in a way Red Lobster isn't. If you prefer something slightly more refined, Red Lobster is your spot. But with seafood as messy as lobster and crab, a fun, casual environment like Joe's usually feels like the better fit. It's worth keeping in mind that quality seafood doesn't come cheap. Much like a fine steakhouse, dining at a seafood restaurant usually costs more than grabbing a burger. That said, there are some notable price differences between Red Lobster and Joe's Crab Shack. Starting with lobster, Red Lobster's menu can be a bit pricier, as we noticed during our review. Their lobster linguine was $29.99, compared with Joe's seafood linguine at $24.99. When it comes to crab, Red Lobster offers snow crab legs starting at $29.99, while Joe's entry-level steamed crab dish is $49.99. Shrimp dishes are more in line with each other, with Red Lobster's shrimp plates running $17.99 to $27.99, and Joe's shrimp baskets priced between $20.99 and $24.99. Looking beyond seafood, Joe's menu starts at $16.99 for chicken tenders and tops out at $26.99 for a sirloin steak. Red Lobster's priciest steak is over $30, though it also offers some lower-cost options. Overall, the two restaurants end up being fairly comparable on price. Red Lobster has practically achieved legendary status thanks to its free Cheddar Bay biscuits. They've become so iconic that store-bought, make-at-home versions are even available. Baked with cheddar and a touch of garlic powder, served piping hot right at your table, these biscuits live up to the hype. They're buttery, packed with flavor, fluffy inside, and lightly crispy on the outside. Some diners have even admitted to visiting Red Lobster solely for the biscuits, and we can definitely understand why. In our taste test for this review, they may just be the best complimentary appetizer in any nationwide chain, rivaled only by Olive Garden's breadsticks. Unfortunately for Joe's Crab Shack, this round was an easy win for Red Lobster. During our visit, Joe's didn't offer any complimentary starter at all. For this comparison, we aim to pick comparable and popular dishes from each restaurant. We chose Red Lobster's classic lobster linguine and Joe's seafood linguine. Red Lobster's version features a trio of lobster: Maine lobster, langostino, and a rich lobster cream sauce. The standout feature was definitely the generous portion of lobster, which felt worth the $29.99 price. Every bite included a solid helping of lobster, making the dish feel satisfying and indulgent.
Yum!
The downside of Red Lobster's lobster linguine was the lobster itself. While it had a decent texture, it lacked much flavor, and the sauce didn't do enough to enhance it. Joe's seafood linguine, on the other hand, may not have had as much lobster, but it included shrimp, clams, mussels, and calamari, all tossed with chopped tomatoes, basil, and a splash of white wine. A tomato-based sauce added an extra layer of richness, and the dish came with seriously good garlic bread. Some diners might prefer the lobster trio at Red Lobster, but the seafood in Joe's dish tasted fresher and more flavorful overall. Between better taste and a lower price, Joe's seafood linguine clearly takes the win. For appetizers, we went with seafood stuffed mushrooms since both restaurants offered a version of the dish. Red Lobster's mushrooms were filled with a mix of seafood, unspecified, and while not the freshest or most flavorful, they were still enjoyable. The melted Monterey Jack cheese complemented the filling well, and the slight crunch of the mushrooms provided a nice contrast to the soft cheese and seafood. Joe's Crab Shack, unfortunately, was out of its crab-stuffed mushrooms, so we opted for the crab and shrimp dip instead. While not a direct comparison, it highlighted Joe's tendency toward fresher, more flavorful seafood. The shrimp had their tails removed, and the crab pack dip was rich and tasty. Overall, though, Red Lobster's stuffed mushrooms were more memorable. Had we been able to try Joe's version, the outcome might have been different. So variety also matters here. Red Lobster's appetizer menu is strong, offering unique items like spicy crispy dragon shrimp, lobster flatbread, and crab queso dip. Joe's apps tend to be more standard. Think chicken fingers, mozzarella sticks, and fried calamari. While the seafood quality wasn't top tier, Red Lobster's more interesting starter selection gives it the edge in this round. Joe's Crab Shack keeps its sides simple and straightforward, almost like an extension of its appetizer menu. Expect the usual seafood staples: snow crab, shrimp, mussels, lobster tail, along with classic accompaniments like hush puppies, corn on the cob, and French fries. It's a solid, crowd-pleasing lineup, though vegan options are basically non-existent, which isn't surprising but worth mentioning. Red Lobster, meanwhile, stands out with a wider variety of sides. Beyond the standard salads, fries, and veggies, you'll find tempting options like 2 sizes of clam chowder, bacon mac and cheese, and a creamy lobster baked potato. You can even snag an extra basket of Cheddar Bay biscuits for just $4.99. With variety like that, it's tough to beat Red Lobster in the sides department.
Welcome to Fun Dining.
Desserts might not be essential, but they're an important part of the menu at both Red Lobster and Joe's Crab Shack, so we wanted to see who does it better. We went straight for a key lime pie showdown. At Red Lobster, the key lime pie is listed as a new menu item, which caught our attention. The portion was decent, not huge, but enough to satisfy without overdoing it. The standout was the intensity of the lime flavor, which sometimes felt almost too sharp. If you love a bold, tangy pie, this one hits the mark. Joe's Crab Shack serves a less intense but still flavorful key lime pie that we actually preferred, thanks in part to a generous topping of whipped cream. Red Lobster also offers chocolate cake or cheesecake, plain or strawberry, and the brownie overboard, which combines ice cream and brownies, and they'll sell whole pies or cakes on request. Joe's dessert menu includes chocolate cake, a crab apple crumble with ice cream, and the campfire s'mores, mini chocolate cake sandwiched between graham crackers with milk chocolate and toasted marshmallows. Between better flavor and creativity, dessert goes to Joe's Crab Shack. For our taste test, Joe's Crab Shack already came out ahead on the linguine, but what about the rest of the menus? While we didn't sample every dish, it's worth looking at the overall entree options, since both restaurants offer far more than pasta and seafood combos. Red Lobster kicks things off with its signature feasts, platters featuring lobster, crab, and shrimp, usually highlighting lobster. Prices range from $25.99 to $53.99, offering generous portions of seafood. The lower-end Admiral's Feast includes shrimp, flounder, scallops, clam strips, and fries. Red Lobster also serves steaks, either on their own or paired with lobster, with options like sirloin, filet mignon, and New York strip. There's also a selection of sandwiches, burgers, and salads, which can include shrimp, chicken, or salmon. Joe's Crab Shack has a comparable menu but leans more heavily into variety, with dishes featuring salmon, mahi, and tilapia. For its specialty, crab, as well as lobster, clams, and other shellfish, Joe's goes big, offering full buckets and steam pots, something you won't find at Red Lobster. When it comes to entree variety and specialty seafood, Joe's takes the point. Like desserts, alcoholic drinks aren't essential for everyone, but if we're crowning a winner, we have to compare the drink menus. Red Lobster gets points for presentation, especially its seasonal offerings. We tried the main deck, a flight of 3 flavored margaritas, passion fruit, Caribbean blue, and watermelon, served on a wooden plank. The first drink was decent, though a bit too sweet. The sweetness increased with each one, and by the time we reached the watermelon margarita, it was almost too much to finish. The alcohol content felt light, leaving the sugar to dominate. On the plus side, $15 for 3 drinks isn't bad. Joe's Crab Shack might be the better pick for cocktails. While Red Lobster uses Hornitos Reposado tequila, which underwhelmed, Joe's pours enough Monte Alban Silver to justify the $12 price. They also go the extra mile with fun extras. Our margarita came with a colorful, screen-printed plastic drink mixer. Plus, Joe's gives you the option to upgrade to top-shelf liquors, which adds some flexibility and fun to the experience. While both Red Lobster and Joe's Crab Shack have locations across the country, their presence is very different. Joe's Crab Shack is limited, with fewer than 30 locations nationwide, and that number is shrinking. The location we visited was scheduled to close permanently just 2 weeks later and may already be gone by the time you see this. Red Lobster, by contrast, has over 600 US locations, and even more internationally. If you live near any kind of urban area, or even a mid-sized town, there's a good chance a Red Lobster is within driving distance. That gives it a huge edge in accessibility, though the chain is not without its challenges, closing more than 80 locations across 27 states recently. Heading into this seafood showdown, we didn't know exactly what to expect. Both Red Lobster and Joe's Crab Shack have solid reputations, and we visited each multiple times, but never really compared them head-to-head. After back-to-back meals at both spots, the clear winner is Joe's Crab Shack. At the end of the day, it's tough for Red Lobster to claim victory in a seafood battle if the seafood itself doesn't measure up.
Crab tastes great, brings people together, and everybody loves an acceptable mess. That's why people love Joe's Crab Shack.
Final verdict: we enjoy both chains, but Joe's Crab Shack came out on top. That said, with so few locations left, you might not have a Joe's nearby, meaning Red Lobster could still be your go-to option.